if a brand doesn't want to run an offer, a percentage off or dollar off, um, how are you approaching that? And also, do you guys have any like back pocket offers you love to run or like test out? Majority of my brands are
Yeah.
usually percentage off,
Yeah.
which obviously works very well. But we've done like the BOGO 50s or buy two get one. Gift with purchase is tough. Again, just brand dependent depending on what you have. But
Yeah. I was going to say free gift, which is like a supplement go to of every supplement company ever currently, is just the classic free ebook, free gift, free things of pre workout,
Yeah.
Uh, trying to think what some of the brands that I know that don't rely heavily on discounts. I'm going to look up one real quick while we're thinking here.
We if they're reluctant, if they're reluctant, but they're running an email pop-up, like that's a no-brainer to be like, well, you're literally doing like they're the people from the ads are seeing it. So like you should at least make it consistent, or you can. If people are worried about being discounty, I think free gift gets you a little bit less like, oh, there's a percentage off. And for some people, they're just like cool with that. And that's kind of how we've shifted around it. But beyond that, like I think if you are running for a couple months and you just can't crack conversion rate, like click-through rate's great and everything looks really good, but conversion rate's falling apart. Um, I think you just have to be clever with the way that you craft the offer. And for us, like some ways that we build around is like build a bundle, right? Like the bundle,
Yeah.
you're going to give a discount on it, but like it's just a cool way. It's a different way of presenting it that doesn't feel. I think people have this like aversion to discounts because they think it cheapens things, and that may be true. I don't know, but it's like being creative and clever with like we took a bundle, like we have a client that sells books, and instead of saying get a discount when you add all three of them, it's like get this educational bundle has everything you needed, like your kids will learn, whatever. So it's that helped them a lot and it actually worked really well too. So
that's a great the bundle thing worked for a couple brands I worked on. Um, where it's like a small percentage rather than spending $90, they're now spending 160, but they're getting a
Yeah.
small percentage off. And like little do
Yeah.
they know, they think they're getting a deal. Um, but yeah, the bundle, we had like a bundle landing pages that work really well for offers. We just like cycle through Easter, Mother's Day. The bundle would never really
Yeah.
change, but
yeah.
the name.
The name is always the Mother's Day,
the,
the
the
ultimate
name,
Mother's
yeah.
Day bundle.
Yeah.
Brody,
Then
you
it became the
posted
Father's Day bundle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you posted some like ads and landing page stuff that you've been doing recently. Was that you? It's like a
Oh,
is it like a protein snack?
yeah. So that's kind of one of the like main, it's not my main company, but it's like my main side gig because
Yeah.
that's kind of just one I play around with. So yeah, it's small brand. They have basically six SKUs, like for the most part. They have six flavors of protein puffs, and they have for like 4 years. So sometimes it gets extremely hard to keep running ads because they don't launch new flavors. They don't have like
Yeah.
they don't have anything new. And I'm not sure if you guys have ran into that to where it's just like, hey, we're at year three. I don't know if I can just keep going to the well of these six same flavors. And so actually that's one of the things I did with them was talk them into just building bundles, like a three
Mhm.
tub bundle, because their AOV was like $31 when I started. And and they were like, oh, we just can't seem to be profitable. And it was like, well, yeah, because CPMs are 15. And, like eventually once you filter that down to like your cost and how much it is, it's anyways. So yeah, one thing I've been trying to do for them is fire up landing pages with higher AOVs to see if we can make them more profitable. So we're not, just hitting our head against the wall. So one thing we did was we tested kind of a new hook of like a road trip snack for these. I was in a gas station one day and I was looking at all the snacks and I was like, oh man, all these kind of suck. Like they're just loaded with fats, like even the healthy ones. And so just kind of took that hook and then I threw on a $99 like bundle. It was like a 24 pack. And what happened was actually the 24 pack doesn't sell any more than what it normally would. Like normally it sells 1 to 2 units a day. So even with that landing page, we didn't see any lift in the 24 pack, which is like kind of blew my mind. But what we were seeing was people that hit that landing page and then went through order. They were buying like below it. I have just the recommended products and then put the 3 pack bundles below it of our top selling flavors. They're buying those instead. And so their AOV was still like $60 compared to 44 from this landing page, and so it was just one thing where I'm like, okay, so now do I switch the product? Do I keep it? You know what I mean? Like, do I just make the 3-pack the highlight instead of this 24-pack? But yeah, we went from homepage to product page, and then I built a dedicated lander in Shopify just based off of Nick Sharma's like landing page templates, and it turned out to do really well for us.
That's sick.
So probably going to do it again. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have any experience with that, like where people don't buy the highlighted product, they're just buying everything below it. So now I'm like, oh, fetch, did I highlight the wrong product? Like I should probably go back and redo that. And I guess the big question too is, do I change the landing page and like rename it, you know, or should I just keep that ad running and then just change that product section? You know what I mean?
If it's working, I wouldn't change anything about the live thing, including the page. Like I'd make a new page if I'm going to launch something separate. That's interesting. I think I like the idea of like using the landing page to guide people to a specific funnel that you want them to go down. One thing that I've seen work well. We have a couple clients similar, like protein kind of bars. They're really more like it's really like a candy bar with protein in it, basically.
Isn't that all like all of them?
Yeah, right. Basically. But like something that's worked out well for them is like a sampler style thing. What gets tough there is AOV, but other things I've seen work well are like scaling discounts as you add more to your cart. Bundling is a way of doing that, just a slightly different positioning of it. Something I haven't tested, but I heard someone talk about. They had a supplement website, and after somebody checked out, they had a post-purchase upsell, and it was like some insane deal. It was like get 8 more of these things for 50% off, like just some insane discount, but also like buying a shit ton. And they're like, it crushed because people are like, I already bought this thing and I can stock up and have tons at 50% off. And they're like, it crushed. So something I'd love to test and see like logistically, like, does that mess up their orders or anything like that? I would see 50% off is aggressive, but something that might be fun to mess around with. But
so 2 things on that, just questions that I have. Number one, we actually have a post-purchase, like a 5-minute sell, whatever it is. We just did it on the upsell app. So a tub is normally $26.99. And so on that thank you page, I just put it at flat rate of $20. Like, hey, you bought, like you can get one at $20 right now if you complete the order. And we have a pretty good take rate. Like we probably get 2 or 3 of those a day. But the problem that we're running into is they use fulfillment by Amazon. So it'll ship twice. So it's technically not saving on freight, because normally if I was just shipping that at my house, I'm just going to pack those together, you know, and I'm going to save on that shipping. The problem that, or at least I feel like they're not realizing, is this thing is shipping 2 packages to one customer when we could save, you know, and you're going to become more profitable. So I actually brought that up to them yesterday, trying to figure out, like, is there anything on Amazon where we can delay, or is there any way to communicate, like if an order comes in within 5 minutes, like, is there any way to just group those together when they hit Amazon? Because that we're running into the double ship issue to where we're, you know what I mean, losing money on freight right there.
Hard to make like a compelling offer when you also have to eat the FBA fees.
Yeah, exactly. And then I guess number 2, since it's kind of more on profitability, I like the idea of the gift, and like, you know what I mean? Like I know obviously is kind of like a case study of showing your progress, like each gift and each free shipping.
Make that example too.
Obvi's really good. I know there's a couple others that are like kind of crushing it in that same industry. But one thing I always wonder is, so like the protein puff company, they've always done free shipping on all orders, all of them. And the hard part is their FBA, and they have a low AOV, right? Like order value. And so it just seems like we're eating so much, and obviously their conversion rate on their website's high because you're like, oh, it's free shipping, right? Like part of me wants to test like a shipping threshold for free shipping, but I know obviously conversion rate's going to go down. But to me, like they only care about profit. Like they only care about net profit. So like to me, it's like free shipping on all orders just eats into that, you know? I don't know if that, but then again, it's like every conversion rate optimization person you'll talk to says free shipping on all orders is like a huge thing you can offer. So I'm torn between the 2. I don't know if you guys have any experience of like taking someone that was free shipping and putting a threshold on, or maybe taking someone from a threshold and putting it, you know what I mean, and just dropping it to see the difference. Have you had any experience?
free shipping. We had somebody this year change it. They had free shipping over 30 and basically every order was over 30. Like the book thing I was talking
Yeah.
about, it's like you have to spend $45. So they just changed it to be 50 and like most people are spending 45. It hasn't really changed conversion rate a ton.
Mhm.
But I think you make a really good point. Like if they care about profit, like you got to measure the offer down to the profit level and conversion rate can go down even if you bring shipping back, it just can't go down too much because then it starts to be less profitable. So you just got to do the math on it and see what happens. I guess that's not super helpful. I can't say like I
No,
have this
yeah, you're
exact
good.
case study experience, but we've seen it. I mean, we good similar adjacent example recently. We had somebody test an email opt-in offer, and it was 15% versus 10%. And their theory was we drop it from 15, we make more margin on the 10% as long as take rate is similar. They're almost identical. But people who take the 15% buy more. So like the margin ends up actually being better
Uh,
and the conversion rate is better on the 15, where like maybe per order, you actually save you make a little bit more margin potentially, but the volume is so much better on conversion rate there that like you want to stay there. Um,
yeah.
Unfortunately, it comes down to like doing the math and seeing what happens. And
Yeah.
it's hard to split shipping, like entire site wide shipping 50-50, you know?
Yeah.